What's up, guys? Expel here, and today we are starting a brand new series on the channel, something you may have been seeing from some other content creators around the community, and we are going to be breaking down I'm going to be breaking down your gameplays, is what I'm trying to say. We're going to be taking gameplays that were submitted from my Discord, which, by the way, feel free to join that in the link down below. Not only can you submit your gameplays there, but you can also find friends on there to maybe play with and just, you know, have a sense of community with the rest of the X Army. But we're going to basically just start reviewing gameplays from that. So I'd like to give a huge shout out to two people that I know have done this for a while, which is Iceman Isaac as well as JGod. Those guys are insane. And while, you know, this is one of the things that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, I haven't been able to because I never had an audience size big enough. This is something I've wanted to do since like Modern Warfare 3 and then Black Ops and all these different things. You know, I've always wanted to do something like this, but never had any gameplay submitted to do it. But if you guys would like to submit your gameplays, do it on Discord. But most importantly, it'd be greatly appreciated you consider subscribing to the channel. We're actually working our way to 90,000 subscribers, and with your help, I think we could actually pull that off sometime this month. So please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure to turn on notifications. That way you get notified every single time I post a video. You can also follow me over on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, all the way up until 2 p.m., which is when my videos go live on the tubes. And then last but not least, feel free to follow me over on Twitter. Great way to stay up to date with your boy and just know what's going on. Regardless, let's go ahead and hop on into things and let's break down this gameplay and see if we can get you guys a little bit better. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and hop into things. As you can see here, we are on a gameplay. It's going to be on Twitch. He just edited down a video and sent it to me. And this is going to be from one of my moderators, Nick Knack. So he's been in my community for a very, very long time. And whenever I asked for people to submit gameplays, he was one of the first people to do it. So I wanted to go over his gameplay first because I feel like this is kind of what we're going for, you know, like show me gameplays where we get kind of close to getting the victory, but you want to know what you did wrong in that situation that basically put you off to the loss. So let's go ahead and hop into things and let's just review the whole gameplay and go over what we could have changed, what I feel would have been better. But keep in mind that, you know, maybe in some cases I might even be wrong, but we'll go over everything to the best of our ability. Off the rip, he did decide to go to the spot that I usually go to, which is actually really funny. I've not watched this gameplay beforehand, so I'm going to be watching it at the exact same time as you. I would like to mention that this is recorded in 720p, so sadly, you know, I can't give it any, you know, higher quality or anything like that. It's just how Twitch streams are sometimes. But he landed, and the first thing he did, obviously he's looting up. He is on PlayStation, so you're gonna notice he's playing with controller. You know, the FOV isn't very wide like you'll see on mine. But the first thing that I'm noticing pretty much immediately is just that he's looking at the ground the whole time. And that's one of the things that like just tilts me sideways, right? One of the big things that I've noticed is when people are missing their shots or they don't get the kill before somebody else, it's normally because they're looking down at the ground. And a good thing to do, oh, he caught somebody coming in right here. A good thing to do, would be to basically move your monitor up. If you can get like a monitor stand or, you know, put your monitor on like some books or something like that to move it up, that way it's eye level, like the center of the screen is eye level with you. It's gonna make it easier to look straight on. And just think about that while you're playing, is try and keep that as straight to the center as you can. If you keep your aim centered, you're gonna be in a much much better situation. Now he sees the guy in the window here. He's gonna pull out his Car 98K, and I'm gonna say one thing real quick, so using your Car 98K in this situation is a really bad thing to do. And the reason why is because the window is not broken right there. No sniper in the game will actually be able to break any windows, right? Or, well, kill somebody through a window. You can't one-shot kill somebody through a window no matter what, because the window is going to take a certain amount of damage away from that. So you can't even like shoot, if you shoot somebody in the head with a sniper through a window, it's not going to kill them. I do like that every single time he goes up a set of stairs, he's checking over to make sure that the guy has not pushed back around to try and fight him. And I really do appreciate that's a fantastic play. I'm seeing that he does have his controls set to where, you know, you switch with R1 to your other equipment. So I'm not entirely sure whenever it comes to controls what the best setup is. I know there's a lot of people that have videos on the best controls for Warzone. I've chosen not to do that just because I don't use a controller and most people do. So he pulls out. Now this would be a good spot for the Kar 98 AK, but instead he switches to his AK. But fantastic. He did a mount. And he's trying to wait until this guy's standing still. So he knows that the AK, and yes, this is a little bit of an older gameplay, but you guys can, you know, still follow through with this. This is before they changed all the guns and stuff like that. But he knows that the weapon that he has is not fantastic whenever it comes to accuracy. So he's playing that actually very, very well. Now he is pushing in. He's got his SMG out, and he's trying to get close to the guy. No, see, once again, look at where he's aimed on his body. Yes, he got the kill. Fantastic. He did throw on dead silence whenever he pushed that. That's a very, very good play. But he's still looking at the ground when he's running in, right? And when you do that, you're not going to get that extra damage from shooting the chest. You're going to be shooting them in the legs, which is going to be less damage, right? So if you were to get shot by them, yes, it's going to push your bullets from, like, with recoil or whatever you want, your flinch. It's going to go from the legs up to the chest instead of from the chest to the head. So you just have to decide if you're okay with looking at the ground, which, by the way, I've found that it actually gives me a headache when I look directly at the ground. Just because, like, I end up looking like this instead of like this, and the worst headaches. So Nick noticed that there was a guy in a vehicle a little bit further away. I would like to say that he's using the round minimap. I would highly recommend switching to the square minimap. It gives you a lot more view of what's going on near you. The guy down below is switching vehicles over and over. Not sure what's going on there. I have no idea what's going on down there. But Nick's taking it easy. That's very good shots, by the way, especially with an AK. So I would steer clear of any AKs. Even if it's a custom class, it's not a great weapon. So Nick heard that there was a guy flying down. He's trying to find where he's at. Now, if I hear somebody's flying down, my first reaction is to look up in the sky. Nick was looking, like, to the sides, seeing if he landed on the roof, which is fine. It's a fine play. And he's going to get quite a few kills here, by the way. I think this is, if I'm not wrong, a 15 kill solo. So he's going to do well in this game. But, you know, just trying to fix a few things here and there can always, you know, push you to getting closer to that victory. So that was an easy kill. A couple of shots. That was actually a really easy kill. That guy got absolutely melted with the Uzi. Good gracious. So he ended up kind of looting up a little bit, grabbing some cash here and there for a few minutes, which is fine. Absolutely fine. Especially when you're a little bit newer to the game. You know, you got to learn the map. You got to get as much loot as you can. And he waited for the loadout drop. Now, that's a fine play because he didn't have anything that was going to get him, you know, a ton of cash. So he ended up having to go grab the free loadout drop, which is an absolutely fine play. No big deal. He tends to be sticking around the same area of the map. He's checking his heartbeat over and over. You know, he's making sure back and forth what way he needs to, you know, be looking. He didn't see anybody on heartbeat, so he immediately rotates out. Now he is going back to the roof of this building to get a vantage point. I know what he's doing. He's going directly to see if he can get high ground. Now, this is a fantastic play. If you have high ground, you pretty much dominate the map. So that's what you need to be doing, is trying to keep that high ground and basically get the advantage on everybody around you. So he's checking around over and over, double checking to see if he's gonna find anybody, checking the heartbeat. He's looking around. This is really good plays, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually a fantastic gameplay from Nick so far. And he's not worrying too hard about going to get kills. But once again, still looking at the ground. Still looking at the ground. Biggest pet peeve of mine. And hopefully maybe he'll adjust it throughout the game, but I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen here. So at this point, Nick has decided to jump off of the rooftop. And if I'm not wrong, I think there was a guy shooting at him. Sorry, I skipped ahead a little bit just to make sure that I was going to know what was going on. He's spinning around in circles. I don't know what that's about, but he's trying to find the guy that's shooting at him. He gets shot from the tower area. I don't think he's on the tower. I think he's up near the hills there. But he's going to try and find him. Oh, he is on the tower. Wow, what a guy. Now, this was pre-patch of the growl. I'm going to try and go through and break down as many gameplays as I can from you guys. It's the best that I can do is just break down all that I have. But if you guys wanted to submit your gameplays, once again, go to the Discord, go to the coach review section, and submit a full gameplay in the highest quality that you possibly can. Okay, because if you're submitting 480p, you know, content, I physically I can't watch it on these videos. So he's just tap firing the guy over here. Now, one thing I'll say is while he's so focused on this guy, he's not checking his surroundings, and that's a big issue. Another thing about the growl is that it's actually more accurate if you just hold down and adjust your aim. This guy in the vehicle's just rolling by. Yeah, see, so whenever it comes to the growl, I would highly recommend that you just hold down instead of tap firing, because it's definitely not as good whenever you're tap firing, at least with the growl. He's going to end up climbing the ladder here to go ahead and get the loot. I'm not entirely certain that that's worth it. But it's, you know, you have to decide if it's worth it. This guy just seemed like he was chilling with default weapons. Looks like he was. Nick, the only thing he really got out of that was the gas mask. So I'm not sure that I even would have pushed for that, especially in solos. I probably would have killed him and just ran away. For me, I have to decide whether or not the loot's worth it. And whenever I put myself on a tower where I'm that exposed, I'm just not a big fan of it. So once again, it's entirely up to you. But personally, this isn't something that I would have done when I kill someone up here. I'm just not going to push up the tower. Now, he actually ended up seeing someone behind him from the very tip top of the tower, which is, you know, fine and dandy as well. Still getting that high ground. But once again, the only issue with this tower is just how exposed you really are. And again, the growl is just not the weapon that you need to tap. But I will say he's hitting his shots pretty well, and that is not bad. But as long as you know how to, you know, adjust your aim when you're shooting, just go ahead and spray the growl. It's just not really worth it to just tap fire in most situations. And once again, I think he's going to go for that loot, which is a lot better than sitting up in the tower, in my personal opinion. And luckily, it is at the edge of the circle. So this would be a good opportunity for him to, you know, rotate the edge, still push for some kills here and there. But for the most part, just hold that edge and play as smart as he possibly can. So let's see what he's going to do here. He's running the MP5 as well. It looks like he's got the 45 round mags on it, a monolithic suppressor instead of the monolithic integral barrel. And he's going straight in. Now, I'm not entirely sure. He's not checked the map in any way whatsoever. As soon as the circle hits, the first thing that I do is check the, there it is. First thing I do is check the map, right? You want to make sure to know where and how far you need to go, because if it is a long distance, you need to get going. He actually gets shot at from the south side. And the first thing he does is he takes cover. Fantastic play. Absolutely fantastic play. He grabs the UAV. He's a little slow about it. I will say that. I'm sure he's gotten a little bit better since he's submitted this gameplay. This is actually when he first started playing the game a while back. So I'm sure in most aspects that we're going over, he's probably gotten a little bit better. But this might be a gameplay that you guys can connect with, you know? So there's two guys up above, and he's going to start pushing in to see if he can get the kill on one of them. Now, yep, there it is. He crouches, he slows down, and he gets prepared to shoot the first guy. First guy pushes up. It's an easy kill. Nick doesn't even get shot. He does call in another UAV because he heard that his UAV was about to go out. He's hiding behind the tree, waiting for the peek. The guy saw him, but Nick got the first shot on. That's a fantastic play. That's a really good play. He was using his cover. Whatever he had out in the open, he knows he has a gas mask, so he can go for that loot if he needs it. He saw a precision airstrike. He's going to leave the precision airstrike, which is fine. But he's going to keep going in right here. Now, he needs to give himself a little bit of space from the storm. Otherwise, if he starts getting into a gunfight, he's going to be in a really bad situation. So I think that's what he's going to start doing, is just pushing in as far as he can for a little bit and then probably start rotating the edge. Personally, that's what I would be doing. But I'm not sure what we're going to see here. It looks like he is going to start pushing a little bit to the left. And then he actually saw somebody right here. Easy kill. See, this is what I'm saying. The tap fire just, in a lot of these cases, it just seems a little bit unnecessary. So you have to be careful about knowing when to tap fire, when not to tap fire. A lot of these assault rifles really just aren't worth the tap fire in most cases, unless it's a really, really far, and I mean a really far distance. So you want to just not worry about that tap fire, because you can control these weapons pretty easily. If it's like the AK-47, yeah, tap fire, but you shouldn't be running the AK-47 regardless. Now, he's actually on 7 kills. He saw somebody at a distance pop a shot with a sniper. That's not okay. So as soon as you get shot with a sniper, your health goes down. You got to get that covered. Don't keep peeking, especially when you don't have the advantage. I do like that he's rotating. He knows that he's at a disadvantage against the guy. So fantastic play there. But the ego challenge at first, almost enough time for him to get shot and killed against. Especially if the guy had like a sniper rifle and assault rifle. If the guy had amped on, switched to the other weapon, tapped one time, Nick would have been dead in that moment. So you have to be careful whenever you're ego challenging people. If you're at the advantage and you've got them down and then they shoot you and you get to about the same health, you decide on that one. But if you are at a disadvantage immediately, they snipe you first, you don't even have a shot on them yet, go ahead, back up, heal up your armor, and prepare to either get into a gunfight with them later, or alternatively just run away as Nick did, because he knew that there was really no way to fight the sniper. So he stopped for a second. He was checking his chat. This is actually, once again, a live stream. And he's going to be rotating this edge here. This is what you love to see. This is really what you love to see, is people rotating the edge, playing just about as smart as they can, and going for that victory royale in the smartest way possible. So he sees the guy on the right-hand side, which is fantastic. He's checking his edges, but he's not checked his left-hand side either. There could be a guy up the hill, and that would not be a really good spot. So, you know, as soon as you see that guy on the right, he disappears. I'm checking my left, and then I'm checking back right to make sure that I'm not going to get shot from the left. Guy runs out in the open. Apparently, these guys are teaming, it seems. Yeah, so they're teaming, which is crazy. That's ridiculous. Imagine running into teamers in Warzone. That's crazy, dude. Guys, please don't team in solos. That's such an awful thing to do. So I'm gonna keep getting bothered by the why are you spinning in circles? Okay, so he's it seems like he's still stuck a little bit on the blackout style of dodging bullets. His sensitivity is also very, very high. He's challenging with absolutely no health. Nick, I hate to tell you, but thank goodness that guy was a moron. Oh my gosh. That guy was watching. He was looking at the wall the whole time. Because that was an awful challenge. That was terrifying. That was terrifying. I actually got a pit in my stomach from him pushing that. Yeah, that's not what I would recommend. I'm glad he got the kill, but most of the time you're not going to get that kill. That guy luckily was just staring at a wall the whole time he was running towards Nick. So he ended up getting 3 kills right there pretty easily. He got his heals up, but I would have recommended, as soon as you get back up from that self-res, you got to get some cover. You got to get healed up and get ready to re-challenge the guy. Nick was in a bad disadvantage in that moment, and it could have cost him his life. So he's getting shot at, it seems, from up above. He's in a bad spot. He doesn't have cover, and he's got to get out of there. He's running around with his growl, which I understand why he's doing it, but I wouldn't recommend it. Running with your assault rifle is just going to make you run slower. So I would switch out to your SMG, especially if you're running amped and you can switch weapons fast. That's probably the best play that you can make. So he sees the guy on the heartbeat. Once again, doing the tap fire. I don't know how his growl seems 10 times more, like it's got more damage than me. That's insane. It sounded like there was a bullet on the right-hand side. There was. He got shot literally right then. So I don't know that he heard it, or he heard exactly the direction it was coming from, but definitely just got beamed. He still doesn't know where they're at. Still doesn't know where they're at. You got to watch the red marks on your screen to see where they're coming from, right? What I do is when I get shot, I get cover. I look directly at that red mark. Like I center it up and down on my screen, and then I'll peek back out that direction to see if I can figure out where they're at. So he didn't see him. He also didn't get the plates that were up there. On your left, bud. Oh no. Okay. So he missed the plates. That might end up costing him his life in just a few minutes, because there's 22 players left. I think he's gonna get 15 kills, so he's gonna get 4 more kills. Hopefully he gets some plates out of those guys.
Yeah, it's stupid, dude.
That could end up costing him his life, though. He is doing well, checking his heartbeat sensor and rotating around the sides here. He sees that there's some free stuff on the ground. He's a little weary to push it just in case someone is watching that stuff. But I've found that in most cases, you're not going to see anybody watching loot on the ground. They could. Don't get me wrong. It could be something that happens. But instead of looking at the loot and trying to decide if you want to do it, check your surroundings, make sure no one's around, and then push the loot and get out of there as fast as you possibly can. That's your best play. At this point, he doesn't have Ghost from what I understand, because he did have Overkill. So he's trying to decide if he wants to go for that loadout, which is out in the open. If there's another loadout, he's going to know that there's another person that could possibly be going there. And so he's going to actually go ahead and push for this loadout here. It doesn't look like there's another loadout there, if I'm not wrong. He could be fine, but we've got a truck coming up behind him. He doesn't have a C4. He does have a C4, I guess. I don't know what's going on. Now, in that moment, you can actually double tap your use button. That was a good C4 on the truck as well. But in that moment, you can actually double tap your use button, and it will blow up your C4. So he's going to go ahead and grab his Ghost class. Switch back out for his old weapons. Fantastic play. Fantastic play. It's just taking a minute. Did he? Yeah, he got his growl. All right, we're all good. He's checking his heartbeat. He sees that there's a guy inside the building, so he's going to wait. He's going to reload his gun, and he's going to prepare to get inside. I would say the guy is upstairs, but there's no guarantee to that whatsoever. If he's going to go through the door, he sees the windows open right there. That would have been a good way to hop inside the building. Or you can get ahead of the guy. Oh, did he? Uh-oh. This is a bad spot. This is a really bad spot. He's staying really quiet right now, which is fine. Not really necessary to switch weapons in that case, and it put him in a bad spot. There's also a guy inside that building. If he was going to give away his position, he probably should have shot the guy while he was at the Jeep, got that kill, and then the other guy in the building, which, by the way, isn't even going to peek at Nick right now. That would have been the opportunity that probably would have got both those kills, because he could have shot the guy outside on the Jeep and then ran down the hill, got him as they were coming in, and that would have been 2 easy kills for him. Well, I mean, that's how my brain works. I'm not 100% certain that's what would have happened, but I'm assuming based off of the position of all the enemies in that area. Now, he's got to get some cover here. He's using the rock for the high ground, and he sees the guy in the storm. He's going to take a shot. Get that quick reload, and he's getting shot from a different direction, so he's got to rotate down. Perfect. Keep trying to get your cover. There's a guy. Oh, my gosh. How is that guy not? Oh, my gosh. Nick, you lucky son of a gun. He's still not plated up. He's missing his third plate. He's going for the last kill. All right, so I'm assuming right now is where he's going to die. He's probably going to get shot from the guy up above. He has no cover right here other than a tree. He's going to have to push out no matter what. He was getting shot from the top up there. He pushes down for the loot. So this is maybe not the greatest play, but it's not bad because he's pushing in for the loot to, you know, to go around the outside and stuff like that. He finally plates up. And at this point, he's just in a really bad spot. The position that he's in is not great. He went for the kill on the guys on the outside. He's still running around with his growl out. I think I saw a guy on the right side of the building as well. And he's going to try. Okay, perfect. So he's taking the outside instead of pushing directly into the buildings, which is going to get him killed. But in this case, I'm not sure how well that's going to work out, because we know that, yep, there's still a guy on the outside, which is peeking him the whole time. Now, he's playing it well. He's staying on the outside of the... okay. That's not the play. He should have stayed on the backside of those tanks. The circle's moving. He needs to get to the backside of those tanks. Wait it out. Just wait it out right here. Literally, you have a gas mask. At this point, you just wait it out at the edge, and you wait for them to push, get ahead of you, and you beam them out. That's it. That's the easy win right there. You're going to see a guy coming out of his building in just a second. Getting thirsty for the kills. Don't do it. He's going to get shot in the back. And it's not shooting. What? Ah! You got thirsty for the kills. What? Nick! That was the worst reload in history as well. Yeah, that's a heartbreaking. He would have got that kill too. The other guy had no aim. They were running around in circles, and it wasn't shooting the whole time. That's tough. He may have actually pulled off the win there. But he was doing okay. He was doing really, really good. That was actually a fantastic example. Alrighty, guys. So just to, discuss this one more time, that was actually a really, really good gameplay out of Nick. He did fantastic. There were a few things here and there that he could have fixed. The reload kind of threw him off there at the end, which is 100% why he lost. He would have been able to get that kill on the guy that pushed him. but it didn't finish the reload. And that's one thing you got to be very, very careful about, is that reload. He was holding that area. He did get a little thirsty for the kills there, but I can't say that I wouldn't have done the same thing in a lot of the situations. But maybe personally, I think I probably would have played that left edge and watched that backside and then rotated in behind them. But that's just how I am. That's what I would have done. But I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think could have done? What do you think he could have done better? What do you think, you know, he did really well in? But past that, make sure if you did go on to enjoy, drop the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and make sure to turn on notifications. That way you get notified every single time I post a video. You can also follow me over on twitch.tv/IamExpel. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And my videos go live on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the last two things I'd like to say is make sure to go join my Discord. Not only can you find friends to play with on there, like on the daily, we've got multiple places for you to do that. You can talk in the Discord, all kinds of stuff. You can also submit your gameplays for review. Just make sure to submit the whole thing, preferably without, you know, any talking in it. But Nick had, you know, he didn't have a ton of talking in this. Just stuff like that. And the last but not least, feel free to follow me over on Twitter. It's twitter.com/IamExpel or at IamExpel. And that's another great way to get a hold of me and just stay up to date with your boy. Regardless, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace out.